Welcome back, everybody. Dave, ABQ, SC, and C, back for another edition of our NFL low-budget ranking show. Power rankings for the NFL, powered by the world-famous Gizmo. It is time to get right into it. Bottom half of the league into week number 12 at number 32, staying in the same place are the Cincinnati Bengals. Gizmo says the defense couldn't stop the Raiders or the offense execute. It's a reason why they are 0-10. Bengals not looking good this year. I'm hard pressed to find a team that they could possibly beat. Hopefully they'll find somebody and not end up 0-16. Number 31, the Washington Redskins, also staying in the same place. Gizmo says, at the time, Haskins looks overwhelmed, thrown in too early, defense still terrible. Haskins' mechanics are horrible. Like, he throws off his back foot. He's trying to be Mahomes, but he doesn't have the accuracy for it. It's not looking good for my Washington Redskins. Number 30, New York Giants, after the bye week, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says there are no words for this team. Danny Dimes looks good, but then turnovers killed. Defense is terrible. Oh wait, they were on a bye. Yeah, it's can't lose when you're on a bye, but not moving up either. They need to shore up those turnovers. DJ needs to put in a bunch of work in order to step his game up. Number 29, the Miami Dolphins. Moving a spot. Gizmo says stopping the run and running the ball are this team's two biggest problems. Yeah, if you can't stop the run and you can't control the clock, excuse me, with the run game, it's not going to set up any play action, and teams are just gonna tee off on you. Number 28, the Atlanta Falcons, moving a spot as well. Gizmo says the Falcons came alive in the last two games. Wins, but a little too late to salvage the season. This team's not giving up, I'll give them that. They have played well 2 weeks in a row, looking to keep moving on up. Number 27, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, moving a spot. Gizmo says Winston is a turnover machine, dropping 4 interceptions against the Saints. Might not be around next season. He shouldn't have been around this season. Killing me with Jameis Winston here. He is not good. Number 26, Cleveland Browns, moving a spot. Gizmo says a 2-game win streak, but this team is its own worst enemy. Then the whack-a-mole ending. Yeah, it was whack-a-mole. Can't wait to see how this game goes in Pittsburgh in a couple weeks. It was not a good showing for the NFL. Mason Rudolph should have been suspended as well, as he tried to take Garrett Tillman off first, which started the whole incident. I talked about this on one of my other videos, so I'm not going to get too much into it. Number 25, Denver Broncos, moving a spot. Gizmo says Allen played well against the Vikings, but the defense continues to disappoint. The first member of the Allen show on our board here, he looked okay, but they gave up a huge lead to the Vikings. They were up 20-0 at halftime. Not much else can be said about that. Number 24, the New York Jets, moving a spot. Gizmo says they are starting to respond offensively to Gase, but playing against the Giants and the Redskins help with back-to-back games. They played 2 of the worst teams in the NFL right now, so we'll see how they do against tougher teams. Darnold just shredded our defense, but everybody's been doing that. So don't be too happy, Jets fans. Especially Arana boys. You guys beat us, but it's us. Like, we suck. All right, number 23, Arizona Cardinals, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says the offense is fighting hard, but down to it, the defense can't keep the lead. Kyler Murray looks okay. He's going to be good in a couple years if they stick with him and he keeps progressing. Not much to be said about the defense. They have a bunch of older veterans that should be stepping up, but just can't keep it going here. Number 22, Curtis Elliott, Chicago Bears, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says that the defense is doing what they can, but with Trubisky in the offense stinking it up, and the now kicker Shanking can't catch a break. It's not all the kicker's fault, really. Like, if you guys can't score touchdowns, you're not going to win a lot of games anyway, relying on the kicker. Number 21, the Jacksonville Jaguars, moving a spot. Gizmo says Foles came back, but the offense doesn't have the same explosion like it did with Minshew. Like, this is the same team that Minshew had. I think they lost all their luster from the first half of the first game. It's starting to show with cracks in the offense and the defense. Jags are going to be a 500 team. That's all there is to it. Number 20, Los Angeles Chargers, moving a spot. Gizmo says same old, same old. When it comes down to it, Rivers does the same, throws interceptions. That's what I was telling my wife last night when we were watching the game. It's Rivers being Rivers. Unfortunately, he has a knack for trying to fit the ball in tight spots. I get it. I give him kudos for trying to do something, but it's generally not a good sign when he's trying to do that. Number 19, the Detroit Lions, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says a lot of fight from the offense, but the defense gets destroyed by the run and the pass. They led in every game, but can't keep it going. This team, man, I watched a video the other day where they were showing the 2 penalties on the Green Bay game. This team has had its run of bad luck throughout the years, and it's just continuing. Sorry, C. Rogers. Number 18, Andy N. and my wife's Pittsburgh Steelers, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says 4 interceptions against the Browns and a clubbing to the head. Rudolph was beaten more than once. I mean, this was a hard physical game even before that. Smith-Schuster getting taken out. Their other wide receiver getting taken out. Is it Rudolph putting these receivers in bad spots with his throws? Or is it the other team's just playing dirty? You decide. Number 17, Tennessee Titans, staying in the same spot after a bye week. Gizmo says coming off a bye and with a win next week over the Jags would put them right back in the AFC South. They still have to beat the Jags. Like, the Jags aren't a pushover. It's a coin flip whether or not they're going to win this game for both teams. It's remained to be seen how they're going to respond. They look great one week and horrible the next. Top half of the league time. Number 16, the Carolina Panthers, staying in the same spot. Time for our other Allen. The Kyle Allen Show may be canceled soon. Cost team victories in the last 2 games and have lost the last 3 out of 5 or 4, whatever it says. Allen looked so good for a couple weeks, and then this team is just slowly disintegrating and falling apart. Can't keep that magic going. It's another team that is with a young quarterback, and he's looking at it right now. Number 15 are the Philadelphia Eagles, moving 5 spots. Gizmo says they started out good against the Pats with the defense, but fell short without Jeffrey and Howard. This team needs that defense to apply pressure on the quarterback and create turnovers. When they cannot do that, it is not going to be a successful game for them. The defense gives them the ball on short fields, and that's how they score their points. If they can't do that, they're not going to win. Number 14, the Buffalo Bills, moving a spot. Gizmo says the Bills can beat the teams they're supposed to, but let's see what happens when teams that are better than average. This is the 3rd Allen in our Allen Show. If we're the NFL, sleeper team here, they are going to have to prove that they can step it up against the elite teams if they want to make it into that top tier. Number 13, the Los Angeles Rams, moving a spot. Gizmo says after Gurley's fumble, he came alive with over 100 yards from scrimmage to beat the Bears. Gurley looked like a sad panda for most of that game. He turned it around and was able to get stuff going, giving the Rams the victory. Number 12, the Indianapolis Colts moving a spot. Gizmo says dominant defense and a healthy Brissett made a huge difference. Hand injury to Mack might show up later on. Yeah, get Hoyer out of there. Put Brissett back in. Even not at 100%, he's still 1,000 times better than Brian Hoyer. Colts are surprising everybody this year. Excuse me. Number 11, just outside the top 10 bubble, are the Oakland Raiders moving a spot. Gizmo says the defense and running game help out Carr's gutsy play. Closer than they wanted, but still a win. Raiders are another team that need that defense to play well when they can and create stuff for them. They can win games, but they need that defense to do something, get pressure on the quarterback, and do whatever. We're moving into the top 10 of the league, folks. Top 10 teams in the NFL per Gizmo. Number 10 is Houston Texans, moving 2 spots. Gizmo says the defense fell apart in what was supposed to be the game of the week. 228 yards in the air. Texans all rely on Deshaun Watson. When he looks good, they look good. When he doesn't, you guessed it, they don't. At number 9, the Dallas Cowboys moving 2 spots. Gizmo says giving Prescott total control has Dallas at their best with a dominant defense. Cowboys have a great defense. It all relies on Dak Prescott. His play is going to determine how far they go in the season. Number 8, Kansas City Chiefs. Gizmo says they moved 1 spot, and Gizmo says they showed that they can win a game without Mahomes being great. Those are the games you need to win. It's easy to do all kinds of stuff when you're blowing teams out, but when your quarterback's not playing fantastic, that's when you need the rest of the team to step it up. The addition of Kareem Hunt has made a difference in all aspects of their game. Hunt and Shady getting stuff done here. Number 7, the Minnesota Vikings. Staying in the same spot here. Gizmo says they fell into a big hole down 20, but held in there and came up with the win. Cousins and Cook. These are the games that separate you. Like, teams could have given up and been like, oh, well, we're just done with this game, on to next week. They hung in there. They stayed with the game plan. They came back for a great victory. Hats off to the Minnesota Vikings on that win. Number 6, the Saints stay in the same spot. Gizmo says much better than last week. The pass defense was impressive. Thomas and Kamara, monstrous. Kamara's had a hard time as of late sometimes getting things going, and they have to find ways to get the ball to Michael Thomas, as he is a difference maker. Drew Brees is going to be off and on. He might have had some nerve damage to that thumb, who knows. And we're top 5 of the NFL. At number 5, the Seattle Seahawks staying in the same spot after the bye week. Gizmo says they deserved a rest after the big win over the Niners last week. Next up, they have the Eagles. Going to be a good game. Eagles, Seahawks, Battle of the Birds. We'll see who comes out on top. Seattle has momentum. Russell Wilson, MVP candidate. It's all going to depend on which defense can get pressure on the opposing quarterback. Number 4, the Green Bay Packers off the bye week, staying in the same spot. Gizmo says game planning for the upcoming game against the Niners. If win, have control of top seed in the NFC. This is going to be a game to watch as well. Packers-Niners, old school rivalry. Packers need to win in order to show that they can stay up there. I agree with Gizmo totally. Number 3, New England Patriots moving a spot. Gizmo says the defense was a deciding factor in this game. The offense is sputtering. Still won, but not enough to move them around too much. Patriots are showing their age most of the time. They don't have the big speedy guy to go up and make the catch. Sanu's a great addition to the run game. He is a great possession receiver, but they don't have that dynamic deep threat or the guy that will take the double teams to single up everybody else. Teams are taking advantage of that. Number 2, the San Francisco 49ers moving down a spot. Gizmo says they started out slow but came back to win. Big games coming up with the Packers, Ravens, and Saints. 3 tough games coming up on the schedule. This is where they show their mettle, whether or not they can hang with the big boys. And a new number one in our rankings, the Baltimore Ravens, moving 2 spots. Gizmo says presumably the best team in the NFL with all-around offense and defense and beatdown skills. When Jackson is free to move around, create plays, extend plays, this team is dangerous as it causes guys to come open. He is reading defenses a lot better. If teams can go back to playing them how they were like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th week of the season, this team's going to struggle. But right now, nobody can figure it out or have the talent to figure it out. So we'll see how this team goes. It all relies on Jackson. When he's having a good game, they have a good game. Same thing, like I said, with the Cowboys. So we'll see how it goes. They are the new number 1 in our power rankings this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Drop a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. Let us know how you think we're doing. What do you think of Gizmo's rankings? Ravens are number 1. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.